Hi, everybody. Corrie Thorne, the spiritual healer and life coach, coming in for the week of September the 14th. This will follow us, trail all the way through the until Sunday, possibly until, it may follow through till the end of next week. I really have this, and I've tried recording this earlier, and it's like this interruption. It's like this staticky interruption, as if say, don't you dare tell them that, don't you dare tell them that. It's like, and I'm like, what is it that I can't say, or what is it that I'm not able to say? And that's what it feels like for me, is that there's a whole lot of energy right now that feels like, sorry, I got hair falling out. It really feels like there's a lot of information that we just can't say. And so that may be in relationships or at work or wherever, that you just feel like you can't truly speak that truth. But I also have a sense of loneliness and acceptance. I have this weird kind of freaky, funny little emotional roller coaster of energy that's coming in. And so for this week, I'm going to call it like that weird and wacky kind of energy. And it is very weird and wacky. And so the weird and wacky energy is really trying to untether, trying to have us let go of the human download of information that comes from everywhere. So judgment, who, what you should do, those type of things, where you should be, where you should focus should be. And it just feels like, and the only way I can describe, and I'm describing this in even for my angel teaching tonight, is like fiber optics. So our divine connection, our silver thread connection, it's attached and ties us to being that, connected until the day we leave type of thing. What I feel like what's being kind of disconnected, unplugged from us, that it's so important this week for us to unplug from all of the information download that we're getting from the human elements, from the material world, from the environmental place, because there is a lot of like information out there, and I always chuckle at, no matter which side you're on, it's like, that's fake news. Well, if you're on that side, well, that's fake news. Well, that's fake news. It's like, how the hell does anybody know? It's like we align to the truth that we want to, that align to us. And so what we want to believe to be true for us is where we lay our focus. And sometimes we get sidetracked in that and we can't open up. But what I'm getting is that these fiber optic-y kind of these cable-y cords that are attached are feeding us in information, and we're getting fed all this information. And this is in relationships, in work, in all over the place. So it's like some of the information we're getting fed is like there is a static. There's an interference in the line that is feeding in a misinterpretation of communication. So it feels as if the words we're hearing are being heard and felt in our hearts of how we felt in past situations. So it's getting like jumbled together in old hurts, in old stories, old energy. And it leaves us with a sense of like not being able to decipher or filter through the information properly. So it's like we're not in alignment to being able to make our judgment from our highest place or our highest self when we are being fed this. So these fiber optic-y kind of cords, these optic cords that I'm seeing are like attachments. Some are like daggers. Some are like you've been fed this story from the time you arrived, from the time you were born. You've been fed this based on the communities, the society, the social environment that you grew up in, or where you've been placed. And it just feels like a lot of it is like being also mixed with then static, and there's this static kind of energy. And I picked this up last week, and I'm going to say it again. It is Jezebel kind of information. So it's that Jezebel kind of information that just feels like what makes it look like it's really yummy and good for you, but it's really not. And so there's that sense. And so you know how when you get one of those, like seeing a candy pop, that looks like a real diamond ring, but it's really not. But it's like you suck on that and it'd be very sweet and it's tasty and it's yummy and it makes you feel right good, but it's temporary. Well, that's what this feels like. But it's like it gives you that temporary taste, and then there's this like where after that you feel empty. You feel like what is missing, but now you crave more of it. And so it's like this is actually not filling us up on the healthy good stuff for us, like that fulfills those pieces of us that need to be filled in the truth of abundance, the truth of love, the truth of faith, the truth of all of these things that are concrete to an alignment of a mind, body, soul connection. So we're missing so many pieces that go into the elements of us, into the elemental build of us that takes us into the connection into the main threads of us, the silver thread of us, and into our golden connection, which is our God consciousness, which is our conscious awareness, our awakened awareness, that we can see 360 views. And we're not seeing 360 views, and we're not getting 360 information. We're not getting pure. So this week, it feels as if we can unplug, if we can call in Archangel Michael, disconnect us, unhook all of this, and allow us to use that original source. I use that original source that was originally given to us and originally connected into us. And we can go back into, it's like, what is my hopes of a healthy future? What is it? Where do I lay my faith? Where is it that my faith lays? Because every person that's trying to instill their views on you has a motive, a sense of a manipulation to manipulate people to get people to that side. And it's human. It is so human. Well, this higher consciousness has no motive, no desire, nothing to make you step away from your truth. Only thing they're there is to help you align. So everything that's coming from outside of you is in a human connection. So it's already been contaminated. It's been tampered with. Everything coming from our divine connection is pure. And this week, it is truly about unplugging from all this, disconnecting, being purified, coming into the sense of being able to bring our energy inward. We're at a crossroads. We are so at a crossroads. We're at this pivotal point of where, you know what, this is getting cluttered. This out here is majorly cluttered, so contaminated. And this in here is being like slowly poisoned, toxined, like slowly full of so many things. But while this was happening, this universal energy has been clearing it out. This retrograde energy was kind of making us see it, making us aware. And before you knew it, it was like detoxing us, clearing us out. And so you may be feeling empty. You may be feeling a little bit alone. The moment you detach all of these outside cores, including this, it is one of the biggest addictions that we have in the world right now. And I see this when I go out. I see this with, young moms, or any mom, not just young moms, I don't want to put that out there, but any mom with children. And you often see this being the main thing. And even if we are taking pictures, even if we are just taking pictures thinking, I want to save this moment. Well, instead of wanting to save the moment, how about we savor the moment? And there is a difference. So this is about savoring, not saving. We don't want to hold on to all of those memories and have to keep going back and looking at something outside of ourselves to see what we already have inside of ourselves. That's a good way to put it. So we don't need something to remind us out there in that world. It is something that's already in place inside of us, something that we have within here, that we are here to now savor. And so savoring this empty feeling, and it's going to feel very odd, very weird, because we have not been there, but it's not really empty and we're not really alone. That's just what we sense, because we are using like that false imposter energy as a source of believing that it is the true energy, that's the true divine connection, and it's not. And so in our sleep, in astral travel, in those places, is when we truly start to really connect. And because we are able to stretch ourselves all the way out, and we're able to connect to the divine, to the beautiful silver light energy. And so what comes out is there is the death card. And this death card is there is an ending of being like, of us being so influenced and affected by the outside, and also being able to bring forth. And so this Wheel of Fortune is really showing me something bigger than I think I've seen before. As I'm seeing like, as I'm seeing all the shapes and all of the wings on all these animals, I instantly went to animals are pure. Animals are innocent. Animals don't get filled with the same, they're not a sponge to that material world the same way we are. And so they're actually what we're learning from. And we're learning to be a little more like them, because we have to truly come into that sense of rising ourselves up and living in love, living in that what we truly need and what we truly want is this connection, and to be a part of a pack, to be part of a group, which we don't have and which is missing in so many places in our lives. And so my little council of the blue beings, these blue energy lights that have surrounded me for probably 6 months in being downloaded in this information at night, really takes me back to the pyramids, takes me back to that time, and truly that we are moving forward, whether you want to go or not, whether you don't want to change, but we're moving forward. But the fight over what the future looks like is like such a waste of energy, because it has not yet fully been developed or planned. But it's not in a sense of being controlled, manipulated, or all thinking alike. It really is not. So we have like this kind of snake kind of energy coming in, but we also have what is turning your wheels. What is pushing you in your forward momentum? Is it faith or is it fear? Is it anger and frustration, or is it joy and happiness? What is propelling you forward? And to really pay attention to that, because that's really dictating and deciding that place of fulfillment and abundance that we're going to be living from when we start to move forward in the next few months. And of course, having it all, it's like, what are we all? And this is what I'm getting from the card. I'm not saying this is what it always means. I am intuitive, and I work from a channel, so the channel uses the pictures and the cards. So this is like when we're sitting on it all and we still are not content. We have everything that we need. So in here at this home, we have everything we need. We have a compass, we have intuition, we have free will, we have creativity, we have love, we have joy, we have everything that we need to fulfill us, to sustain life. We have it all, and we're still not content. And even in this, we have it all, but we're not content. Why do we have a desire to keep wanting more? Why is it that we so determined to have more? That goes back into what we're being fed from these lines that make us feel as if we have a lack of, or we don't have enough, or we're hard done by, or that someone else might have more and we might have less. But how much action steps, and where are you laying your, where are you coming from within yourself of creating your life, creating your happiness, your joy, your abundance, your prosperity? Because if somebody else went to university, worked their ass off, went out, invested everything they had, and built their empire and built their business, why are you entitled to that? And that's a big question. Why do we have that sense of, I'm entitled to be given all of that, but I don't want to put any work in? And so it's the same thing. Why are we entitled to more from here if we're not willing to hold on to faith, to live in hope, to use all that is inside of here to help fulfill us? And why can we not be content with just being simple, with just living the simplicities of life, and living with what we have, but still creating and still building? What is it that we are seeking and searching that is being fed to us through outside of here? As you unplug, as you connect, as you come in closer. And it's funny because the card that was left inside of here was the card that comes in the box that really is nothing, but it's everything. And so it actually tells us all about where the cards comes from. And so it gives all of their information. This may look like nothing. It may feel like nothing. It may feel like you have nothing inside of you, but you have everything. No mistake, this card was in the pack today. But you have everything. Every bit of information, every bit of wisdom, every bit of knowledge. If you sit in your silence and you unplug from that outside, you truly will discover in that peace, in that quietness, in what feels awkward and odd to be quiet and to be empty, you will discover how much you actually truly do have within you. And this is our time to start to truly sit up with pride and to think that I'm going to create my life, and no matter what else is happening, I'm going to use my gift of free will and my creativity and my own mind, not the clutter, not what's being fed to me. And I'm going to trust my journey and not feel as if I am entitled, but I am worthy. And if I am worthy, then I am love. And if I am love, it means I have to take action. And action, it truly is compassion. And compassion in action is love. Love is also about self-love. And so when you truly can come to the place of seeing your worth and your value, you are willing to put the work into you and not be so caught up in the outside world. There is an ending. There is a definite ending that's coming, but there's a possibility of what's going to spin your wheels, what's going to take you to that place. And are you going to be the creator of your own artistic design? Are you truly going to allow the emotional stuff or the need and desire that's out there to truly dictate to you what you truly need in here? And we end with the Queen of Cups. And I truly feel like this is a woman who truly puts it all out there, puts her heart all out there. She's, she shows you what you can have. She gives you that, like, this could be yours too, but you have to do the work. It's like, I can show you everything that this channel shows me, and I can show you how beautiful that is, but I can't give that to you. You have to be willing to dig deep and to reach for yours. And so it's like, no matter how high the water comes, it's like, no matter how high the tides get, it's like we are still safe. We are still, but what do you need to throw out? What do we need to let go of? And this is about cutting away the cords and going inward and truly trusting that system that is inside of you, because you have everything you need to teach you, to take you on your right path. Much love and have a wonderful week, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.